All right, have and have not fans. Now, here's another question that people have been asking about ever since the finale. Now, will Candace keep the money? Now, I think we've already had enough discussion about should she keep the money? Should she just take it and leave, like Benny said? What about Hannah and Benny keeping it? Everyone's being reasonable aside from Benny himself. Like Hannah said, the last thing we need to do is send the money back to the criers and we are good to go. Still doesn't explain who's going to pay the negative $4,000 balance in the account, but they'll be good to go in terms of people trying to kill them. I think at that point, if I'm not mistaken, Mitch had the Malones call off the hits on Wyatt and Benny. I think, yeah, Hannah said she's going to go to the Artesian Hotel for the job. And I guess you could say the only thing is, I wouldn't say in terms of people trying to kill her, but Candace is still under the magnifying glass of the FBI. The FBI is going after Candace even harder than they were going after Veronica. But the thing about Veronica is, unlike Candace, Veronica didn't have like all this hotel footage being sent to the FBI, not to mention a bunch of people willing to give Candace up. Jim talking with Kyle, Broderick and Rocky telling what they knew to the FBI. Scott, RK is the only one that didn't say anything. But I feel that, will Candace keep the money? Let's put it this way, and this goes back to what I was saying. If I were in that situation, Hannah and Candace had a good conversation. I'm not saying that Hannah should have made her do it at that moment, but I think it would have been a good idea if it's like, hey, I could pull up my laptop or whatever so we could send this money back right now. Not making her do it, but just like Hannah saying, okay, we have Mitch just come over and tell that he handled the Malone situation. Let's go ahead and send this money back to the criers right now so we can all get a good night's sleep. Except for Candace, because all of her business on the news, she's probably trending, but you know what I mean. So I think that that would have been the most sensible thing to do, or hell, even had a brief scene of Candace, in front of her computer after talking with Benny, deciding on what she needed to do. Well, I mean, obviously, it's clear what she needs to do, which is send the money back. But the question of, and I'm just going to throw this out here. They are on the first floor. Wait, no, the bedrooms are upstairs. Maybe, here's what I think could have happened. And this goes back to, even though I gave the episode a 9.5 out of 10, there were a lot of things about the episode that could have been trimmed down. Some things that could have been added to the episode. Like, I would have liked the quiet scene of Candace alone, sitting in front of the computer, staring. No, how about this? Candace in front of her laptop, looking at the bank account. She had the transfer numbers and everything ready to go. Pretty much, she should be able to open her computer and it's right how she had it before Charles came in. Because remember, she was like less than an inch away from hitting the transfer button so the money goes back to Jim. But Charles came in, so she closed the laptop. So I think what would have been a good thing to do would be to have her sitting alone on the couch with her laptop on the table, like after she had talked to RK on the phone. And we literally see the inner battle, the inner struggle with Candace at that moment where she's about to hit the button, but then she's browsing online and, sees that she's trending, all the nasty stories about her. And then we could have had a nice scene of her looking at the bank account, then looking at the front door, showing the inner struggle of her reflecting on who she was, what Benny told her to do, which is take the money and go. Or she could do the right thing and focus on the person who she wants to be now. That would have been a great Candace moment. Leading up to, the next episode where, let's say, the news comes on. And I think I mentioned this in my Are the Criers Really Dead video. I think would have been a great way for Derek to be brought back to the show physically, not over the phone, not mentioned, not knocking on the door or leaving flowers or and a note, but to have Derek come over to Hannah's house in a hurry, understanding that Hannah doesn't want to talk to her, but I bet Benny will be the one to answer the door, and then Derek will have to say, look, it's important, it's about the criers, and then Benny will kind of listen up at that point, because remember, he doesn't know about the whole assault and the fact that that's Candace's father. But I can imagine that Benny's being rough, well, verbally rough with Derek, and then Derek seeing no choice, like physically moves Benny out of the way in order to say, Hannah, and then, Candace and Hannah come running down the stairs, and of course, remember, Candace knows that's the father, and then Hannah will just be pissed off. But it's like it's an emergency. Catherine, Jim, and Wyatt are dead, and again, or shot dead. I don't know. I don't know what he'll say, but remember, he was on the phone with Catherine when everything went down, because I think Catherine didn't hang up on Derek before, she heard the gunshot. After she heard the gunshot, I went rushing outside. So I think it is safe to say that Derek probably overheard, and then he saw it on the news or something, and that explains why Derek goes back over to Hannah's house, because, given the circumstances, he knows that Hannah doesn't want to see or talk to him, but at the same time, this is an emergency. So I think that if they learn the fates of the criers, that adds in another piece of the equation. Well, if they're dead, why send the money back? Why send the money back if they're dead? But here's another thing. Remember, the money was in Wyatt's private account or whatnot. Oscar got the information and then he transferred the money over. Wait a minute. I was going somewhere with this, but it doesn't make sense. So Wyatt giving the money. Well, no. Wyatt having the money taken, but then Candace intercepted it to the crier company. Shoot. Because I was going the route of, what if the police do an investigation and then reroute the money, tracing the money, and then determine, Candace has something to do with this. So the criers are dead. So that's how she... No. It will only make sense if the money was given to Wyatt for him to kill his parents, but not. No. You know what? Scrap it. In my head, it sounded like a good theory, like it was going somewhere. But nah, it really didn't. Because if Wyatt shot his parents, then what would he gain from that? His inheritance? No, because Candace took that. So, dang it, that does make... yeah, that does make sense. Good theory in mind, but in terms of execution, it doesn't make sense. So in any case, if the criers are actually dead, would Candace keep the money at that point? Because it's like, I should give the money back, but since they're dead, why not just keep the money? Interesting. So, I will leave the the floor open to you all in the comment section. Do you think Candace will keep the money? I think that she knows she shouldn't do it, and literally she's lost everything because of her ill-gotten gains. So why would... The biggest thing is, like, not to sound like a broken record like Hannah always says she does, why... What was it called? Even Benny called out Candace for the insanity, trying the same thing over and over again, expecting different results, even though he's the one that's pushing her to make the wrong decision this time. Candace, it's like you've done all this stuff in your past and it's all coming back to you now. Why do you think keeping this money that you've gotten in ill-gotten ways will end any differently for you in the future? That's all I'm saying. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about this. Do you think she'll keep the money? Do you think she should keep the money? Be sure to subscribe, hit the bell notification icon, and I'll talk to you soon. Congratulations on making it to the end of this video. If you like what you just saw, make sure to hit the thumbs up button, or if you have anything you would like to add to the video, make sure to leave your thoughts in the comment section below. If you want to keep up with me on social media, go to the description box. All of my links for social media are right there. Also, if you feel like you would like to donate to the channel, make sure to click on the link to PayPal. Any amount helps. $1, $5, $20. As a full-time YouTuber, any support from my fans really does mean a lot to me. Finally, make sure to hit the subscribe button as well as the bell notification icon. That way you're kept up to date on any new content I post to the channel. Once again, thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll talk to you in the next video.